5, 4, 2. There, up there, up there, yeah, up there, up there, yeah, up there, yeah, there. Going live then. So, oh, brilliant. With the music, before we start, let's get the volume right, shall we? Hi there. Get the spelling right, slowly. Hello there, folks. Dennis here. So we won't start until 1 minute and 50 seconds. Then we start. So this is just for me. This is the first time on YouTube. I was going to say Facebook then, but the first time. So leave me a. Oh, I think I'll have to shut that off one. That's it. So leave me a note if you're there in the chat room. Okay, fine. Say something there, please. Dragon Buddha, hello. You look spiffy. Thank you very much. I always look spiffy. You want to see me when I go out? I look spiffy. I love that word, spiffy. Thank you very much. Love it. Love it. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. So I tell you, I'm going to add that to broadcast. Thank you very much. And I do like your profile picture. Hi, Dennis. Hi, everybody. Hi as well. Thank you for coming. So 51 seconds before the music starts. This pre-roll is just for me, just so I can know everything's working okay. So I can just judge things and it's okay. So if you're on Facebook, can you share it on Facebook? I would appreciate that. Christine Morales, hi, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you for your best wishes for the first show tonight. So, folks, can you share it live on Facebook? I would appreciate that. That would be great. So, let me just now, I'm going to share it live as well. So, why is it not starting on there? So, we're going to share this now on Facebook. So, it's going to share to a group, any group. So, share and share. Oh, that started too quick, hasn't it? So let me know. I wonder if this will open. This will open the thing here. Yes, it has, which is really good. That's brilliant. That it's tap to unmute. No, I don't want to unmute it. Yeah, okay. I know it's playing on the headphones. Oh, hi, folks. Denis here. Let me know if you can hear me. Just shared it to Facebook. Thank you, Dragon Buddha. Let me know if you can hear me. I'd appreciate that. This is going to be the first night here on YouTube. I don't know what's going to happen, but if you read on the under the picture on more information on the page here at YouTube, it will tell you a little bit more information of who I am, what I do, and who the Council 12 are. The Council 12 are 12 ascended masters, grandmasters. There are people who've lived on this earth. Some people have not lived on this earth, what you may call angels and stuff, and archangels, which are far beyond the normal angels. So thank you very much, Christine. I'm glad you can hear me. That is fantastic. Thank you very much. So yeah, please let your comments keep coming. I would appreciate that because I'm just trying to find out where I can put this window now. Got so many windows open here, but hey, this is life, isn't it? So this is the first time I'm repeating myself because I'm a little bit nervous. No, actually, I don't get nervous anymore. Not when I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm being able to stand up in front of auditoriums and deliver messages from spirit. I don't get nervous anymore, but I have to wait for the information coming through. That's the main thing. just having to wait for the information. But how are you coping with the coronavirus? Has it affected you financially, spiritually, health-wise? Has it affected any of your family, close family? Have you lost your job by it? If you want to call in on Skype, you can call in on Skype. The contact name is Denis Barnes. Call in on Skype, we can have a natter and we can see what the universe has potential plans for you. Now, people ring me up most days and saying, can I help with their situation? So I say, yeah, I'll try to help. So I kind of listen to what they're saying, and then I wade in and give them my higher wisdom, and they tend to think, oh, that's okay. But then I have to say, don't rely on me, people. You have to rely on yourself. You really have to rely on yourself. And whatever I say, take it with a pinch of salt, unless it feels good, unless it feels really, really resonating with you. If it feels really resonating with you, with your intuition and your higher self, then take the advice as much as you can. But as soon as it doesn't start to resonate with you, let go of it. Let go of that advice and try to find your own advice. Because this is what it's all about. This is why mankind has been trapped in this merry-go-round, because we've not listened to our higher self. We've not listened to our intuition when those overlords, call it the cabal, call it the secret people, the one world government, where they've been entrapping us, one person by one person, a town by another town, and a city, then a country, and so forth and so on. But you have to ask yourself, when will it come to an end? Well, folks, the time is near. Now, it's coming to an end now. It's about us waking up and claiming our power, and them losing their power. But you know, when people have lived in a fantastic house all their life and plenty of money and plenty of servants, they don't like losing that, do they? They're quite materialistic people. So what happens, they tend to cling on to it as much as they can. So what you're going to find now for the next period of 3 to 4 months is, and they're telling me this now, for the next period of 3 to 4 months is a enhanced enthusiasm from what you may call the white hats trying to battle the black hats. In other words, the good people outing the bad people as much as it can be done in that time limit. But it's only to the next 3 to 4 months where there's a cushion. Now, after that 3 to 4 months, you hear about it big time, because it will be more evident. Things will be changing more evidently. There'll be people losing their jobs who were in high-fired positions, wealthy positions. They'll be stepping down. They'll be losing the jobs. Some will be sacked. They will be humiliated. Yes, and a lot of people will be, in a way, kind of brought to justice by the social people. They will be shown to be who they were and what crimes against mankind. So it's all not all about now us stepping into our power, reclaiming the promised land. Because I talked about this yesterday, is that we were the trapped people, and we were led out by our truth seekers, our people that know, like the angel, not the angels, but the enlightened ones who give messages. And there's lots of enlightened ones over the internet in different countries stepping out into their power now, because they're the ones and we're the ones who've got to live in the physical body and actually do it. We're the ones who've actually got to live, got to have this faith in ourselves, not in the system, because we're here now to change the system. We're here now to realise who we are and realise that old cliche is here, that we're the ones who we've been waiting for. The old spiritual systems is not working anymore, are they? They're falling down because they don't represent this time and effort that we as spiritual beings in the human body are putting into claiming our divinity back. This is all it's all about, us claiming our divinity back from those buggers who stole it off us, stole our birthright, and kept us in chains upon the dungeon walls And now it's been evident they're being ousted for who and what they were as crimes against humanity, either paedophiles or sex crimes or trafficking people, murdering people, keeping us under the cosh. It's all going to change. Slowly, slowly catch the monkey. So don't be scared, don't be worried, because you're the ones that are making it happen. You are the ones that are making it happen. So let's see your hearts. Let's see that you're understanding it. Post something on the post here so I know that you can hear me and I know that you're resonating with what I'm saying. Because if not, it's a waste of my time being here. If you understand what I'm saying. Just having a drink of almond milk now. Yeah. It's clear, but it's milky actually. It's almond milk. It's not Bailey's, and it's not what you call it. There's a drink. TJ Fridays used to be called the Screaming Orgasm. Oh, they were fantastic. They had Cointreau, they had Bailey, they had a vodka, they had gin, they had Almarillo. It was fantastic. Amaretto. You had two of those. Well, you get about 5 shots in one glass with crushed ice, and then you had another one after. So you had 10 shots. You had to get a chauffeur to drive you home because it was unbelievable. So let me see what you're saying here. Samantha Jane, hello Samantha Jane. Too many drink noises. Also, what I don't care. Get a life. So basically, I had a beautiful moment in 8 p.m. amid clapping. Yeah, you're dead right. I went on the balcony here. I went on the balcony and I got the trumpet. And I started playing. I've got an old crushed trumpet when I used to do my horse riding, drag hunts, and it fell off my shoulder one day and the horse crumpled it, made a mess of it, but it still blows. It still really blows fantastic. Then I got the conch shell out, and I was at the balcony here and I heard the clapping, and then people heard what was going on and they came round looking for the noise, and it's me. So I hid. I went back inside so they couldn't see me. But I'm a bit of a shy person, really. But it was fantastic. The whole place was clapping. There were noise. It was brilliant. You know, everything's in divine order. And it's like saying we've got to actually show our love for these people who are on the front line. Definitely. And also, isn't it funny that we can live without football stars? We can live without pop stars, basketball, baseball. We can live without all these celebrities. We can live without them all because what's happening? They're all saying, oh, they're retired or they've got the coronavirus. They're like a set of wimps. They're wimps. Some of them will be rounded up, I'm telling you, by the White Hats. Some of these celebrities will be wound up. So watch this space. But isn't it funny that we can survive without these? Well, here in England, they stopped all the football. And my expression to that was like, fantastic, brilliant, well done. Somebody said, why are you clapping? Why are you being happy? I said, well, to me, to see 22 millionaires running around in shorts, kicking a bag of wind in a football field, well, that's abusive. 22 millionaires running around kicking a bag of wind. Who gets the money? They do. The football clubs do. They pay the players like 200 grand or 300 grand a week. And it's the public who go and buy a season ticket of £500, £600. So is it not crowd control? So do we need this? Look what's happening now. The nurses, the doctors, they're on the front line. And some will come down and some will die because they're the ones who are saving us. They're the ones who put in their life online. Football players don't, baseball players don't, cricket players don't, racing drivers do because they get killed, but they get paid millions of pounds for a season. So they're the front ones. So we should be, in a way, celebrating here in England our National Health Service and in different countries. I don't know what you've got in America. Tell me what you've got. Tell me what it's like in different countries. In Spain, in Italy, where it's really raging, especially in Italy now. I think there's over 5,000 deaths. We're not behind that. in England. I think we was quite slow in catching up, but they say we're only a week behind the deaths in England. So it's going to be horrendous here if we don't pull together. And what it's all about is control. You know, when I just mentioned football to me is like crowd control. Religion, now listen, religion is crowd control. They want you to be in this religion and that religion. They want to control you. They don't want you thinking for yourself. Most of the orthodox religions. But when you do a spiritual religion, when you look at the Eastern religions, right? The Indian religions, the Paramahansa Yogananda or stuff like that, where they teach you to go within, to become self-realized. We're not here to become gurus for other people. We're to become our own guru. We're not here, in a way, to worship somebody stood on a stage and dressed in white clothing. No, we're here now because we're realizing who we are and what it's all about. That is why we're here now, to have this experience of power, of realizing who we are, where we're from, and what it's all about. That's why we're here. To have this experience of love, life, and this beautiful experience that sooner or later we're going to pass out of the body, and then we're going to go back to our proper state. We're going to go up the spiral again, come out the crown chakra, and disappear into what you may call the spiritual heavens, and have our accelerated spiritual experience once again of completeness of who we are. And we will remember where we've come from. We will remember bouncing off different planets and different universes, different star systems. We will remember this. And then we remember all this as we come together and we have an overview of our lives, not one life, but many lives, if we wish. And then we can then say, do we want to come back to Earth and have this experience again? Or have we become God realized, self-realized, and soul realized that Earth is not a destination for us anymore? And then we can go off to another planet which is very similar to Earth, has the similar experiences but of a higher dimension, of an accelerated higher frequency that only a few understand at this moment in time. So this is what it's all about. Standing into our power and understanding what's going on and do the best we can, and motivating those other people who are ready to listen. Now, because of what is happening in this world today, there's a lot of people waking up that have been walking around aimlessly, unconscious of being conscious. They were unconscious state, and for some reason, their bubble has cracked and they're starting to come out like a chick out of a bird's egg and hatch to a new reality, a new dimension, a new dawn. And it's our job to motivate them or to guide them, but not overfeed them, not give them too much information, because if not, they're going to go back in the shell. Well, they can't do because the shell's cracked, but they're going to disappear, but they're not going to stick their head out and think they want more. So in a way, we've got to kind of model coggle them, encourage them to be who they are, and encourage them to trust their intuition, trust their higher self. Ask them and show them to be centered and to not be running around like headless chickens. So we've got to present information to them in a package that they understand. So it's all about how I package this information up to give to you. And it all depends how you take this information and you run with it, you digest it, you integrate it, you assimilate it for the betterment of yourself and then for your betterment of your brothers and sisters. That's what it's all about, folks. Let me see. One's on the front line. Jill with the Overhand Gang. Jill, okay, fine. Rosemary, good evening, Rosemary. D Echoes. Jill with the Overhill Gang, I like that. So basically, I'm just going to put a few things up on it now. So anybody said anything else? Oh, Divine Order, fine, appreciate that. So let's put it there. So yeah. Listen, I'm not going to ask you again. So if you've shared it, great. And if you haven't shared it, would you share it on Facebook now? Because we're just trying to get the audience a bit wider a bit better, a bit more for next week. I can see there's 12 people watching. 12 people. Well, that's fine. It's better than no people watching, isn't it? So, like I say, this was a test run. I really don't know what's going to happen, and it's going to be on next week. There's going to be one on Facebook every week and one on YouTube every week. So this is a new platform for me. So just going to hope it works. So, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions you want to type in the chat room? That would be great. You can type it in the chat room, and let's see what my people, my team, the council of 12. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the Council of 12. Some of the people will know about them, but they're 12 Ascended Masters. And they came to me one day when I was sat in meditation and said, Denis, we are the Council of 6. And I went, who's the Council of 6? They said, we'll soon be 12. So about a fortnight later, I sat in meditation when I was living over in Grimsby. And they said, we're here now. I said, who's here? Little did I know, they said, we're the Council of 12. I said, who are the Council of 12? They said, we're 12 Ascended Masters. And then they give me their names. Well, you could knock me down with a wet kipper. That's a fish, by the way, that they catch in the North Sea. You could smack me across the face with a wet kipper. I was like, really like, wow. I said, well, who are you? And they said, okay, we'll give you a few names. Mother Mary, Jesus Christ, Archangel Michael, Saint Germain, Metatron, Paramahansa Yogananda, Kuan Yin, Shakespeare. And I'm going, what? They said, yeah, and there's another 4 that are floaters. And I said, what do you mean floaters? They come in when the time is right with special messages. But the names we just said now, they are the crux of the Council of 12. So I was a bit like, whoa. So I said, why me? And they said, because you can hold the message. You've got no filters. You don't filter out what we say. You don't change it. You just give it as it is, which is right. You don't filter it down to make it palatable. You're kind of the spiritual assassin, which is nice to have. So I said, right. And then they said, but, Denis, our names are famous. Well, they are famous in your time. But it's not about the individual names, it's about the power of the collective energy of the group that comes forward at this time to bring in information regarding the plight of mankind and how it's going upwards in what you call ascension. So they're non-physical ascended masters, non-physical spiritual beings. Some have lived on the planet and some have not been on the planet. Yes. And then now and again, they came in last week. There's another group that I channel called the Galactic 7. Well, the Galactic 7 came one day when I was sat in meditation and they gave me a message. And the message was about all the technology that they know about. And these are ETs. These are alien beings. And they're a breakaway group from the Galactic Federation. Now, when I was hearing this, I'm going, whoa, no. This is do time. Oh, the strange fiction, or was it? Was it a TV program? I forgot now. And I thought, no, this. I can't have this. And then they started to talk about the information they brought to the leaders of different countries, and how the leaders turned them away because they didn't know what they were saying or the information they would bring. And I can understand that. And then they said, we'd like to bring you our information, our technology, but what we found is your Earth plane is not ready for it yet, because they will find a way to use this technology as killing machines instead of living in peace and harmony. And then they said something really, really strong and powerful. Denis, your thoughts, and you must relay this to those who listen, your thoughts and feelings are very powerful, more powerful than an atom bomb. You split the atom, but you've not really understood how powerful your thoughts are. They are so ballistically powerful than an atom bomb. By what you feel and what you think, it goes into what you call a crystalline grid that lies upon the surface of Mother Earth. Gaia. And every thought and feeling can either cripple Mother Earth collectively, or it can lift Mother Earth up into a new beginning, a new Earth. So it's very important that you, in a way, bring a message across that your brothers and sisters will understand, and you yourself, that thoughts and feelings can either lift you up to a beautiful state or cripple you beyond belief. So I want to leave that with you for now. So everything is about what you think and what you feel, and how to master your thoughts and feelings. Because if you master your thoughts and feelings, people say the law of attraction is about thoughts and feelings. But for some people, you've got to go beyond the law of attraction. You've got to go law of attraction 0.4, or understand that some people, because of past karma, and they're playing out karma in this life, and they're still thinking of that vibration of karma. So that vibration is there, and they brought this karma in, and that vibration is there. So they're not thinking above the karmic vibration. So if they were thinking above this karmic vibrations here, but if they were thinking higher here, then this karmic vibration won't affect them. It only affects the vibration that you're thinking of when you came in on this earth. So, to change your karma, you've got to change the way you're thinking, the way you've got to feel. But it takes time, because there's a buffer. There's a buffer included. It's not instant. It's only instant for those Grandmasters or knew that they can change their life by just thinking like that. They can multi-locate, bilocate, find themselves 1 minute in New York and then the next minute in Manchester, because they know the power of thoughts. And you can bilocate, you can shapeshift, and you can move your different dimension into another dimension by the practice of thoughts and feelings, and using a little bit of what you may call enhanced thinking. So everything is about you. It's about how you think and you feel. Now, if you're thinking of this level, a higher exalted level, but your karma's coming in on this level, you're not going to get that karma. But if you're thinking low, that you deserve the karma, you're going to meet, and you're going to work this karma out until you really think, I shouldn't be thinking about this, I'm worthy of more than this. And this is what it's all about. We are worthy of more than this. And we've chose this life to come on this planet, to have this experience, to go through it. We've chosen, all of us, to have I've chosen to go through my experiences of having a speech impediment up to a certain age, and then overcoming it and trying to be the best I can, so I can motivate other people, like the people on YouTube now, or the people on Facebook, or the people that I meet, on a daily routine. It's about motivation. It's about how do you handle yourself in front of people. Do you leave them with a smile? Do you leave them with a laugh? Do you leave them with a love and a hope in the heart? Yes, if you can do that, brilliant. And sometimes, isn't it funny that we don't find it easy to do that because we are worried about our own circumstances? Well, it's right to worry about our own circumstances, but not to give it too much effort, not to give it too much thinking power. Because you know what the mind does? It plays tricks with you. It's the ego. It doesn't want you to be successful. It doesn't want you to be self-realized. It doesn't want you to be God-realized. It doesn't want you to know that your soul is in charge. The ego is a pseudo-soul. It thinks it's in charge. And sooner or later, the soul realizes, hey, I'm not having this. I'm not having that body-identified ego muck about with this divine intelligence of a soul. So then it stamps its authority on the ego. The ego doesn't like it, fights back, tries to distract us. But if we persevered in allowing the soul to come through and guide us through what you may call our higher self, which is contactable through the form of meditation. Now, not every form of meditation is right for everybody. You've got to find that form of meditation which is right for you. Find it until it resonates with you. Find it. So that's what it's all about, folks. It's about you and I living in our power now, trying to be the best we can, right here, right now. For ourselves first and foremost, and then for our brother and sister. Brilliant. Okay, let me just have a look and see any comments on there. So, any questions, my friends? Or are you just going to let me talk all night? I hope not. I don't really want to talk all night. Talk about more about the higher self. What about the financial system reset? Jill Shelton, Jill with the over the hill gang. I like that. That's good. Money for older hope. Yeah, fine. I don't know what you mean, money for older hope. So fine. So basically, I'm just looking through the notes here. I wish I had an assistant that could do it for me. Definitely do it for me. But never mind. So, the higher self. Okay, fine. What are we? Just give me a second here. Okay. So, I wonder why your faces are not coming on. I wonder why. Yeah, let's just put that down there. Okay, fine. I love this new technology. It's great, isn't it? I love it. It's fantastic. Who knew that I could have my own TV show? Eh? Denis Barnes and the Council of 12. Or the Council of 12 with their conscious channeler, Denis, the spiritual assassin. Okay, fine. What do you think the higher self is, folks? Let me put a question to you. Rosemary, what do you think the higher self is? Type it in the question. Type it in there. Let me see it. Let me see what you're saying. What's the rate of pay? Rate of pay. You can pay me anything you want. You can pay me anything you want. It's fine. Donations are acceptable. Okay, fine. So, what's the higher self? Where does it live? Where does it live? Does it live anywhere? Is it conscious with us? All right. For what I know about the higher self, it is living somewhere that we are not physically now. It's living not on this planet. It's off planet. It's a consciousness. It's us. It's our spiritual essence of who we are. It's living. This is trying to make it dead easy. So when the newbies come, when the people are just waking up, they hear this, they say, yeah, I can cope with that. Let's say there's an orange. You know what an orange is? When you peel it, right? When you peel this orange, it's got lots of segments in it. So you take one segment off it, but a big segment, you take a big segment out of the orange. And that big segment stays in what you may call the spirit land. You may call it heaven, you might call it the cosmos, it doesn't really matter. Choose what word you want to use. But it stays off planet, stays in the energy where the souls are, where we originate from. And the other aspect of the orange, call it the three segments that are left, see, it's always the higher soul is bigger and stronger than us puny humans. So the biggerness of us, the hugeness of us, is up there, living, having an experience. And the three segments of the higher self come and manifest in what you call a spiritual body, a physical body, because we're a spiritual being, having an experience in a physical body. So when we learn to understand about intuition, meditation, connection, if we can enhance this by sitting in meditation, peace and quiet, and directing our thoughts to the third eye, cleansing our thoughts and feelings, and then having the possibility and the know-how that sooner or later, when you're sitting in silence and watching your breath and concentrating, not going to sleep, the higher self will come along and speak to you, not in words that you understand, but in feelings and thoughts, sometimes pictures. And that's how you connect with the higher self. Then once you do it on a daily basis, or you get into a routine of asking your higher self questions when you're peace and quiet, it responds. But sometimes it wants you to sit in peace and quiet and to read and to have more spiritual knowledge about who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing on this earth. But every time you meditate, let me put it like this. The first time you meditate, you form a link to your higher self. And that link could be as thin and as fragile as a piece of silk cotton. And it can be easily broken if you don't meditate again. So in time you keep meditating, that silk cotton becomes a piece of wool, a thicker cotton twined up to make wool. Then as you meditate again, that wool turns out to be a piece of rope, string. You can't snap it. And you keep meditating, that string then turns out to be a rod of iron, which is unbreakable, not snappable. So every time you meditate, basically what I'm saying is you're gaining strength. So sooner or later, that piece of iron turns out into a highway, a road, a footpath, a platform that your higher self can come down, and you cannot break the link. The higher self comes down with all its information. For if it came down when you've not built this foundation up that won't crack, if it came down when you only had a piece of string or a piece of cotton or silk cotton, you would snap that connection. So you have to get that connection stronger day by day, month by month, year by year, by experience, by connection with higher self, so it can come down and give you the information. But you don't have to understand it. You don't have to take it on board if you don't want to, because that's your ego. Your body is body identity. Your ego is body identified. It's part of the body. So when the body perishes, the ego perishes. But the soul is everlasting. The spirit is everlasting. The spirit designed this soul to give the spirit more experience. So it designed the soul, made a soul, put it in the physical body. We are this spirit, the soul, having this experience now, and we're going to go back when our time is over here on earth. We're going to go back with all the experiences, whatever they were, for whatever person, and you've always chose diverse experiences to give you the growth. You've always chose them. You've chose the good times, the not so good times, the happy times, the not happy times, being out of work, being ill. You've all chose these, all of you, because it gives you the adverse effect of each other. It gives you growth. It gives you understanding. And when it's time to go back into your completed state of self-realizing you're a soul, having a spiritual experience, all these experiences come into play. So that's why we've got to be happy, because nothing's forever. Life is temporary. Life is so temporary. We could snuff it tomorrow. We could all come down with the coronavirus. But that's wrong. If you do not vibrate on the same resonation as the coronavirus, it won't affect you. You can lower your vibration by thinking doom and gloom, or living in fear, living in despair that this virus or any other virus will attach itself to you. But if you're not of that vibration, the virus cannot attach. If you higher your vibration, higher, and this lower vibration here can't affect you. But if you bring your vibration down, if you bring your immunity system down in what you think and what you feel, then you come onto the same level of any virus, not just this virus now, which is sweeping the countries. So you are more contagious. You're more easy for the virus to penetrate. Definitely. So it's about raising your thoughts and your feelings always to what suits you. And remember, and this is the first thing that when Jesus Christ came through to me that first day, he said, Denis, I want to talk about unconditional love. And I sat back in the chair, wise open. In fact, I was meditating, so I was there in a space, but I knew I was sat in the chair. And I waited and I listened, and he said, it's not about, let me get it right now. I'd like to talk about loving oneself. You have to love oneself first and foremost, instead of loving other people. And when he said that, I totally understand. Self-love to you is very important than to loving other people. Unconditional love to other people, poppycock. It shouldn't exist. until you know how to love yourself first and foremost. For when you love yourself, in whatever state you are, once you really truly love yourself, then you can love other people. When you respect yourself, when you hold yourself in high regard, when you realize that who you are, what you are, where you come from, and why you're here, walking and working into mastery, that's what it's all about. Unconditional love should be kicked out until you know how to love yourself first and foremost. And then, only then, can you stand out and say to people, I love you all unconditionally. Because you love yourself in a way that it doesn't matter what other people do to you, because it won't affect you, because your love for yourself is that high and you hold it in high regard. And you kind of bless those who do you wrong because you love yourself. So that's the first message, Jesus Christ. And sometimes I can't until I digest it, until I integrate the information myself. That's what it's all about. I cannot talk about things I don't know unless they're using me as a voice box and they're merging their consciousness with my conscious as a conscious channeler. I don't sit in trance. They don't take control. It's a merging with the benefit of each other's consciousness. We merge into one so we can act as one. The count of 12 and me. They actually call me the 13th member. So why do you call me 13th member? Because you're on the earth. You're the 13th member. You're on the earth. We're here. And I went, I understand that. I thought that was a bit, I wouldn't like to say that, but sometimes you've got to stand in your power and say, yeah, it resonates to a point, but that's the ego. So I take it and say, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the reason why I'm going on tonight is to leave this with you. We're not going yet. Those of you who've asked for many aspects of your life to be cleared up, even though you've not asked the questions here tonight, but you've asked it yourself, what about this? What about that? How do we handle this? How do we handle that? What we're going to say to you, if you come back next week and ask your questions, we will answer. We will come next week with our instrument, and we come as a group of Ascended Masters called the Count of 12, and we will endeavour to answer your questions. But you've got to play your part. We are throwing a challenge down to you. You've got to play your part. You've got to ask the questions. You've got to send him messages anyway, email, website, Facebook, Messenger, to ask the questions that you want to be answered next week. But you have to be here in the show. You have to be here. That is our promise to you. How does that gel with you, ladies and gentlemen? Is that good or not? That's our promise. Are you up for the challenge? Excuse me a second. I got told off by a friend of mine, say, we can hear you swallow. I said, well, tough. I can't do anything about it. But at least I'll try to shield the mic. So what do you think about that, folks? Let me know. And you can always contact me. You know where to contact me. I like a good challenge. Good for you, D. Eccles. First, I want to test the spirit word on only 3 foot above us, max, not off world. Yeah, well, you're right. In a way, it's a dimension. It's a dimension that surrounds us. But how many people can understand, and how many people would get the panties in a twist thinking the spirit world is only 3 feet off you? People can't cope with that. People would like to know, in my way of thinking, that there's a heaven. They always look up the heaven, don't they? Films are made a fortune by having this biblical heaven and the sunsets and voices and the sunrises and the mist and the masters appearing out of the heaven. So it's the way that the films have brought it out. But yes, the spirit world and heaven or dimensions is just a dimension an astral field, part of us. We are the centre of an onion. And if you peel an onion, you can peel the dimensions away. And somewhere in that dimension, we exist. Our higher selves exist. Now, there's countless higher selves. There's not just one or two. There's countless higher selves. Now, the ascended masters, do you think not they have a higher self? It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to. It's a spiritual ladder, and we are somewhere. We're not on the bottom rung or the second rung. We're somewhere on the spiritual ladder, but there's other rungs above us, other dimensions above us, or outsiders in the oven, right? There's always those. So yeah, as we are on earth, so above. So if our teachers, our loved ones, our grandmasters, or those who walk and talk with us, don't you think they have what you may call a higher self, an altered self, a spiritual dimension self that lives maybe off planet? Think about that. What do you think? I think it's possible. And this is what it's all about. It's not thinking in the box, getting out the box. I mean, what a stupid statement that is. We're not in a box, are we? We've just been conditioned. Because those who brought us up didn't know any better. But there's an old saying, isn't there? It's been going around for 10, 15 years. We're the ones we've been waiting for. The first wave of wave showers, the first wave of star seeds. Yeah, I'm probably one of the first wavers, right? Especially at my age. Yeah, I'm probably one of the first wavers. But I didn't wake up till I was 35. Got tapped on the shoulder spiritually. And when they tapped me on the shoulder, whoa, everything went. Big house, car, girlfriends, they all went. Went to live in Spain. The bank collapsed, took all my money, came back penniless, had to start all over again. Then it went again, and then start all over again, and that's where we are now. It's like, build yourself up. But when you build yourself up, you get more stronger. You get more courageous. You take the knocks, and you think this life is temporary. This life is so temporary, it doesn't really matter. So you just get on with it, and you go with the flow. Yeah, we can all be at different locations at the same time. Always. Definitely. So, have you enjoyed it so far, folks? We've got 10 minutes left. I'm going to make it short because last night I was on air for what? 1 hour, 50 minutes? Wow, that was brilliant, wasn't it? I love it. Okay, fine. Amanda, what were you asking here? Sorry, Amanda, I'm missing things. Wow, would you believe my friend was talking about this? Amanda Bradbury. Would the council agree there's a real build-up of energy and a turning point in terms of collective empowerment towards the 5th of April with the astrological conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto? Oh, wish my friend was here to answer that. And she might be listening tonight, so I will have to ask that question again. Let me put that there again. Love the question. Brilliant, Amanda. When I go quiet, I'm asking, and I'm waiting for that information to come. They're telling me the conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto is a really powerful coincidence with these two planets. For Pluto is a very, very powerful planet. It's also the planet of regeneration. It's the planet of new birth. Like, it's the planet of like being me being a Scorpio, a planet of me burning myself in the ashes and flying away as a phoenix, being reborn. It's a very heavy planet, but at the same time, it's very powerful. Now, when Jupiter and Pluto come together, there's a merging of a subtleness and an infusing of power being given to the other vibrational field. So if people can feel the pull of these two planets, and you can align yourself up to the pull of the planets, you'll be able to consciously affect yourself in this planetary shift. And as you affect yourself, it will be a cleansing of thoughts and feelings and attitude. It's like being reborn. And for the ones who don't know it, they will be thinking, well, they're thinking differently. But the ones who do know it, like yourself, Amanda, for you've asked that question, it'd be like, wow, this is what I've been waiting for. It's a new beginning. It's a new understanding. It's new birth. It's like you've been a seed planted in the ground, and now you've put your head up. Your shoots have come out over the soil, and you can see the brightness of the sky, and you can feel the wind and the water nourishing you. It's new growth. It's new beginnings. So yes, the harmonic frequency of those that will understand is changing for the better. That's it. That's what they said. That's what they said. Now, I'm not me, Denis. This is me in a body now. That was them. I'm not au fait with astrology. I know it's a stamp that we're born into. I was born under the astrology stamp of a Scorpio. I was born on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio. So I'm not a true Scorpio, but I'm not a true Libra. I'm born in the middle, which is quite good, actually. Now, I realise that it's just my logical stamp I'm born with. It's not who I am. It's just the time and day I was born. Now, when I come back in again, I'll be in the next month. I'll be in the next month after Scorpio. I forgot what it is because it's not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is aligning myself up with the spiritual masters. And if they give me the information, fine. But everybody's got their own forte, haven't they? Everybody's got their own or their own understanding which they can milk and bring forward for the betterment of under can. Right, let's look some more questions. Anything else out there, folks? Amanda Bradbury, brilliant, thank you. Did it resonate with you, Amanda? Don't just say if it's not. So let's look at this one. Rosemary Worsley, for higher self is within the body, not external. I've been told we are all born with 10 to 50% is energy in the body. So over the years, this increases. Well, I would say that it would only increase if you develop your knowledge about the higher self. For I can tell you now, there's people laying on the deathbeds, young and old, infirmed or accidents, and they know nothing about the higher self. They've not allowed themselves to understand that there is a consciousness outside their physical consciousness that is motivating and shaping their life, the higher self. Other people don't know the higher self exists. So if it grows 10%, 15% and increases as we have this experience in the physical body, I would say with Mother Earth, I can't see that. I could be wrong. It's just you, Rosemary. I've got to do your own research about this and ask your people to explain to it in a way that you understand. But me, Denis, and they're not telling me, my people are not sharing this with me now. It's they're just saying now, if you don't do the homework, you don't get the results. Wow, that is straight from the horse's mouth. I don't want to call you horse. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. You know what I meant. And they're laughing here saying, that's straight from the horse's mouth. You've got to do your homework to get the results. In other words, study, find out what's going on. Okay, fine. So, okay, brilliant, thanks. Okay, okay, fine. Well, folks, I think I'm going to call it quits now because it's the first time on YouTube and I don't want to overstay my welcome. So I'm going to say thank you for coming along. I really appreciate that. Thank you for asking the questions. If you don't get the answers that you're looking for, I would say then do your own research. Then come back next week. Leave a nice comment if you will. If you don't want to, it's fine. Totally understand that. And if I can be of any assistance, then reach out to me on Facebook. All the information is on the Facebook page, on the YouTube page here, just under the picture. You can press it and it says show more. All the information's there. So until next week, or until Tuesday or Wednesday on Facebook, I wish you good night, God bless, whatever country you're in. Keep well, keep safe, and keep your thoughts high. Keep your energy high. Keep your high vibration as much as you can. Okay? And on that note, I will leave you. I love you and leave you and say good night, God bless, and hopefully connect next week.
Are you looking for spiritual guidance in all areas of your life? Are you looking for direction and purpose on your spiritual path, along with insight into how the world is now? Are you seeking divine guidance as you merge more into your higher self? Are you expressing yourself to others from the mind rather than the heart? And are you seeking a higher knowledge that resonates with your everlasting soul? Well, if you can answer yes to any of those questions, then Dennis Barnes and the Council of 12 are here to assist you as you walk amongst the jungle of mankind. For more information, visit www.denisbarnes.com. That's DenisBarnes.com.